Hello everybody, welcome to Kwanshan and AdMaths, and today we are doing progression. Okay, this topic is important in many fields, in technology, economics, engineering, medicine, and all that. We can apply this knowledge to make things easier for us. Alright, so in the chapter of progression, we have the definition of progression is a set of terms written in an indefinite order obeying a certain rule. That means you have a row of numbers, and these numbers are not just randomly put, they have a certain pattern to it. Alright? Then we have two types of progressions. We have the arithmetic progression and the geometric progression. So we are going to start today with arithmetic progression. In short, we call it a repeat. Right? Okay, what is an arithmetic progression? An arithmetic progression is a number sequence such that the difference between each term, is a constant. That means, what is the difference between 2 and 6? 2 and 6 is a plus 4, right? What's the difference between 6 and 10? Means 10 minus 6 is what? It's also a 4. So when you plus 4, you go to 10. And you notice that you are doing the same. This number remains constant. Okay, so therefore the difference between the numbers are constant. Therefore, this set of numbers is called an arithmetic progression. Alright? Okay, now in an arithmetic progression, everything here can be symbolized with some symbol. Okay, for example, the first term here, we call it A. A is called, or also T1. It can be symbolized as A or T1. Okay, and it is the first term. That means the first number in the progression. Then, the common difference, that is 4, is symbolized as D. D is called the common difference. Right? Then we also have Tn. Tn is called the nth term. Okay, meaning this is T1, the first term. This is T2, the second term. This is T3, T4, and so on. Okay, so Tn means the nth term. So that's what it is, alright? And then we also have n. N represents the number of terms. That means how many numbers are there in this sequence. Okay, n is the number of terms. Then we also have one more called Sn. Sn is the sum of the first n terms. Meaning, let's say you want to do S3, meaning from the front, the first 3 terms are added up. That means it's 2 plus 6 plus 10, for example, 18. Okay, this is called S3. That means the sum of the first n terms. So if I say S10, it means from the start to the 10th number. If I say S6, it means from the start to the 6th term. You add them all up. Okay, that is. So all these alphabets here, all the symbols here, you have to know. You have to know the meaning, what are they. And later on when we do questions, whatever they ask for, you have to identify in terms of symbols. What are we looking for? Are we looking for A? Are we looking for D? Are we looking for N or Tn or Sn? Alright? Okay, now we'll go on. Alright, in general now, let's look at how an arithmetic progression is symbolized, okay? Now, first, you have the first term A. Then, you will add a common difference D, and you get the second term, which would be A plus D. The third term would be plus another D, right? So, it becomes A plus 2D. And this will go on A plus 3D, and go on to the end. So how about, what is the nth term, nth number, nth term? This is the first term, second term, third term, fourth term. Okay, now let's look. When it's 1, there's no d there because it's 0d. When it's a 2, there's a 1d. When it's a third term, it's a 2d's. When it's a fourth term, it's 3d's. So what do you see? You see a pattern here. It is a number before, right? Therefore, in order to get the nth term, it would be a is all the time the same. So a plus what? D. What is this? It will be n minus 1 because it's 1 less than this. You see that? You see the pattern? Okay, so therefore we got this as my nth term. Right? Therefore now you can say that the nth term Gn is equivalent to a plus n minus 1 d. Okay? Now this is a formula that you are going to use. So it will be good if you can memorize it, but it will be given in exams. Alright? Okay, we are going to use this formula from now on. For example, okay, given an arithmetic progression, let's say 3, 5, 7, dot 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 dot. Okay, find the 12th term. Okay, you want to find out what is the 12th number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This one. You want to find out what number is it here, the 12th term. So when you see 12th term, you write there T12. The 12th term is T12. Now we're going to apply this here. We use the formula a plus n minus 1d to find it. We sub. A would be 3. N is this. This is your n. Okay, n is 12 minus 1. And d is 5 minus 3. The difference, the common difference. 5 minus 3, okay, d equals to 5 minus 3, which is 2. So you put the 2 here. And when you calculate this, you should get the answer, 25. You see that? 11. So that is how we use this formula. So even if I ask you what is the 100th number, it's easy. You just have to put in the formula, everything, and you can get the value. Alright? Alright, now I am going to show you how we apply all your formulas to solve problems on arithmetic progression. So we start with example 1. Okay. Determine if the sequence 5, 8, 11, 14 is an arithmetic progression. So how do you determine whether a progression is an arithmetic progression or not? Now what we have learned earlier is the definition of arithmetic progression is that it has a common difference, right? Therefore, you now got to check whether there is a common difference here or not for each consequent number. So let's try. Let's find what is the d here. 8 minus 5 should give you the answer. What's 8 minus 5? 3. Then we try 11 minus 8. Okay? What is 11 minus 8? 3 also. Then we try 14 minus 11. 14 minus 11, also 3. Okay, since you see that, you notice that they do have a common difference, all the common differences are the same, therefore conclusion is, therefore it is an arithmetic progression. Okay, this is your answer. You have to check every single one of them to check whether it's a common difference or not. Every single one. Alright, so that's how you do the first question. So now we go to the second question. You are given an arithmetic progression like this. Find the number of terms in this progression. Now when you read your question, you have to first identify which alphabet you are looking for. Are you looking for A or N or D or TN or SN? There are 5 stuff you have to find. Okay, so look at this. Find the number of terms. What does this mean? Find what? Find what's the value of n. Number of terms means find n. Okay. Now, looking at this arithmetic progression, we are given the last term. Can you see that? This is the last term, and this is, we call it the nth term, Tn. Okay, therefore, normally also, whenever you want to find number of terms, you want to find n, we usually use the Tn formula. So therefore, we're going to use Tn formula, which is a plus n minus 1d, and they gave you the answer here, equivalent to 1, 2, 6. Alright, now we substitute all that we know. You know a, yes, a is negative 6, plus you don't know n. What is d? 5 minus negative 6 becomes 11. Okay, equals to 1, 2, 6. Now you calculate, bring the 6 over there and bring the 11 over there, equals to 126 plus 6 divided by 11, and you should get n here by bringing the 1 over there, so plus 1. Okay, let's see what it is. The answer would be 12 plus 1, 13. Okay? So whenever you want to find the number of terms, don't forget we use the Tn formula. You use the Tn formula, you should get n. Show you example 3. Let's look at it. Right, now example 3. If 2m minus 1, 4m and 13 are 3 consecutive terms in an arithmetic progression, find m. So once you know that it's an arithmetic progression, you must remember that they have a common difference, right? Therefore, it means that 13 minus 4m should be equal to 4m minus this, common difference. So we can use that 13 minus 4m is equivalent to 4m minus 2m minus 1. Okay, we use the fact that they have a common difference. Then we calculate minus 4m equals to 4m minus 2m plus 1. 2m here. Then you get m. Calculate the value of m and you should get the answer as 2. Okay, you just solve it and you can get your n already. So important thing is remember that d2 is equal to d1. Okay, this is d1, d2. They share a common difference. Therefore, you can use it to find the answer. Alright? Okay, now we go to the example 4. In an arithmetic progression, the third term is negative 10 and the fifth term is negative 20. Now when you read this, you are getting information, you put it down. They said the third term is negative 10 means T3. T3 is equal to A plus 2D. 2 because it's n minus 1. So it's 3 minus 1, 2. And this is equal to minus 10. You can take this as equation number 1. Then we have the other set of information, T5, which is A plus 4D equals to minus 20. This becomes equation number 2. We have two equations and we have to find two unknowns. Therefore, we should solve them simultaneously. Okay, maybe you can do equation 2 minus equation 1. So the A will cancel off. Then you are left with 2D is equals to this minus that become minus 10. And from here you can find your D. Once you got the D, sub it into equation 1 or 2 and you can get your A. Alright, so your A would be 0. Okay? So you have found the first term, which is A, and the common difference, which is D. Now we want to find the 12th term, this one, it means T12. You use the same formula and you sub in the value. A is 0, N is 12 minus 1, this is your N, and your D was -5. So you got minus 11 and minus 55. This is going to be your 12th term. Alright, so this is how you do this type of questions. Use the information given to solve the problems. Okay, now we look at the sum of the first n terms of an arithmetic progression. Alright, we have two formulas here. They are both for the same reason. The sum of the first n terms, the symbol is Sn. Okay, and the formula is n over 2, 2a plus n minus 1d. This is the main formula. And sometimes, if in your progression they give you the last term, you know the last term, then you can use a shortcut formula, this Sn equals to n over 2, a plus l. Alright? Okay, this second formula is only used if you know what the last term is. Okay, let's look at some examples. Say, for example, something right. Find the sum of the first 6 terms of an arithmetic progression. Okay, let's say this. Find the sum of the first 6 terms. When you see the word sum, then you know you're looking for S. 6 terms, therefore it's S6. You're looking for S6. So to find the sum of first 6 terms, you use this first formula. So this is your N. This is your N. So we put there 6 over 2. 2a. So 2, what's a? A is 4. Plus, this is n, so it's 6 minus 1, n minus 1, d. What is d? 7 minus 4. 7 minus 4 is? Okay, like that. Just put in all the values into the formula and you get the answer. You calculate, you should get 69. Okay, so that's how we do the question like this. Okay, example 1 done. Okay, now I will show you example 2. Alright, example 2, find the sum of the first 10 terms. So you want to find the sum of the first 10 terms, which means S10. Alright, you want to find the sum of the first 10 terms of the arithmetic progression, this. Alright, if you notice here, the last term is given, right? When the last term is given, then we can use the formula n over 2 a plus l. This is a shortcut formula. Only if the last term is given, you can use this formula. So you just need to put in the values now. So S10, that means this is your n. The 10 over 2, first term is 12a plus last term is 3. Okay, then you calculate the answer and that's it. Okay, you got the answer. 15 times 5. Yes. Alright, so that's how it's done. Okay, now let's do example 3. Find the sum. Okay, there you are. Sum of the multiples of 11 between 120 and 300. Now in this question, the progression is not given to you. There's no progression here. So you have to form your own progression. Okay, therefore you have to find what are the multiples of 11 between 120 and 300. So the first one is 1, 2, 1. Okay, then you do the next one. You write down the whole. No need to do so many, just like that. And the last one, just before 300 is 297. So you have to first form your own progression. After you form your progression, you want to find the sum of all these numbers, right? But in order to find the sum, we use the SN formula. We don't know what n is. So step 2, you have to find n. Okay? Find n. How do you find n? Now, it's always like this. When you want to find n, use the Tn formula. Okay? So we use the Tn formula, which is a plus n minus 1d. And this is the nth term. The nth term is the last term. Okay, Tn is the last term. So put it here. We know the answer. Now we sub 121 plus n minus 1. What is d? Just minus this 11. 297. And you calculate 297 minus 121 over 11. And you can find your n after this. 70. Okay, now the question is not over yet. We have found n, but they are asking you for the sum of the multiples and sum of all these numbers. Now you know there are going to be 17 numbers, so you need to find S17. Okay, so we use the Sn formula. N over 2. Can we use a plus l here? Do we know the last term? Yes. The last term is not only called Tn, it's also the L, the last term. So we can use the shortcut. So you have 17 over 2. Alright, A plus 297. And you got your answer. 3553. Very big answer. Okay? So question is very short, but you have to do it step by step. So step 1 is form the progression. Okay, form the progression yourself because it's not given. Step 2 is find n. To find n, you always use the Tn formula. Okay, you will get n. Once you got n, then only can you find the sum. S17. Okay, and you got your final answer. Alright, so let's look at more examples. Alright, now next example using the sum of first n terms formula. Okay, here. If the sum of the first n terms of an arithmetic progression is this, find the sum. Okay, you want to find the sum of the first 8 terms, meaning you want to find S8, right? Find the sum of the first 8 terms means S8. Alright, now look here. In this question, although we know the formula n over 2, 2a plus n minus 1d is the formula for Sn, but since this question is giving you a different formula for Sn, you are not supposed to use this formula. Alright? You are supposed to use the one they give, which is 3n squared plus 1. You are going to assume that this is your Sn formula now, and you have to use it to find S8. So if you want S8, that means n is 8. You just sub the n is 8. 3, 8 squared plus 1, and you will get your answer. That's all. You don't have to use the other formula here. Okay? So remember, if they give you a formula in the question, you have to use that. You cannot use the other formula to solve it. Alright, the final example now, right? Okay, let's look at the question. If the fifth term of an arithmetic progression is 5, okay, let's underline this. Okay, the fifth term means T5, right? They've given you the fifth term of the progression is 5. That means T5 is 8 plus 4D. You can put equals to 5. Okay, and the sum of the first 6 terms. Sum of the first 6 terms means S6 equals is 12. Huh? Now S6 we use 6 over 2, 2A plus 6 minus 1, 5D is equal to 12. Okay, it's 12. Now this two information is given to you, so you form two equations here. So we have equation number 1, and this one we simplify this, and you get let's see, you get, bring this one over here. 2a plus 5d is equals to 4, right? 3, bring it over here. Equation number 2. Now what you do, you want to find a and b first. Okay, let's solve it simultaneously, and you will get the answer. D equals to -2 and a is equals to d equals to 2 and a equals to -3. Alright, you solve these two equations simultaneously and you should get this answer. Alright, equation maybe 2 minus equation 1, and we go on. Alright, now we look at the question. It's not over yet. What do they want us to find? Find the sum of all the terms from the 6th term to the 12th term. Okay, now you see, you have these terms here, T1, T2, T3, T4, T5, T6. Okay, these are all your numbers, right? And T7, T8, T9, T10. Okay, these are all your numbers. They want you to find the sum of all the terms from the 6th term to the 12th term. Meaning, from here to here. They want you to find what is the sum of all these numbers. Find the sum of all these numbers only. Okay? Now when you use Sn formula, Sn is always from the beginning. You know, sum of the first n terms, meaning from the beginning to the nth term. So, in order to find the sum from 6th term to 12th term, and you want to use Sn formula, you have to find the whole thing first, the sum of all the terms, which is S12, and you have to minus the front part, which is S5. You see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you have to minus. When you do S12, you will get sum of all the numbers, meaning all this added up, you get. Okay? Then, but you only want this part. You only want this part, so you got to minus the front part. Right or not? Sum of S12 minus S5. So, to do this question, you have to do S12 minus S5. Okay? To find the sum of all the terms from the 6th term to the 12th term, you have to do S12 minus S5. I hope you understand this part. Okay, you only want this sum. But you have to use the formula, and formulas are always from the start. So, here to here, you find all of it, which is S12. Okay, S12 will be 12 over 2, 2a, a is -3, plus 11d, d is 2. Okay, find this, minus S5. So S5 means 5 over 2, 2a, same a, plus 4d, and d is the same. And you calculate this value to give you the final answer. Okay, you are going to get 91. Okay, I hope you understand the concept. I repeat, when you want to find the sum of the numbers from the 6th term to the 12th term only, you only want this part. You only want the sum of all these numbers. Okay, you have to use the whole thing as 12 minus the one in front, which is S5. Then only you get this part. Hope you understand. Okay, so I have given you many examples on arithmetic progression. As a conclusion, we have two formulas to remember, the Tn and the Sn formula. Only two formulas you apply, and you can do all the questions under this topic. See you again next time. Hope you enjoyed the lesson. Bye.